Alright, what's going on, boys and girls and gamers? Welcome back to something we kind of haven't done in a while, but usually do anyway, and that's talk about zombies. And of course, we will be doing that in Chris Allen Recap number 19. So, a couple of topics that I wanted to touch on in a very, as usual, informal way. And it's mostly for the future of zombies. Now, I don't want to make this too negative, although there will be some strong opinions in here. But most of this is just going to be centered around the future of zombies. As you can see, I got a little nice background for Call of Duty Cold War Zombies. I was going to say World at War, where it all started. But no, this is Cold War, where things have gone uphill, but have disappointed me nonetheless. But anyway, future zombies. So, I guess let's just start with the complaining. So, me and Hunter had a call recently, and, we were just saying, the whole bullshit of, just how zombies is, doing stuff in the direction they're taking, which is different, which is nice, but it's also not nice if you don't like it. And what do I mean by that? So, essentially, what I mean is, they're kind of just really pushing Outbreak. And of course, there's a plane going right over my fucking house right now. I don't think you guys can hear it though. But, yeah, so Treyarch is really pushing Outbreak. Now, that's all fine and dandy. I think Outbreak is pretty whatever. And I'll give my critique of it, as well as some solutions, because it's unfair to give critique if you don't have any solutions. But, in general, if you're a survival-oriented player, which I would like to say I am, then you've kind of been shafted. And what do I mean by that? So, obviously, if you play Cold War and you like survival maps, you'll know it's almost been 6 months, aka half a year, since we've got a new survival map. Now, I don't know how credible this is, but again, we were supposed to get Firebase Z and Die Maschine at launch. Instead, we only got Die Maschine and had to wait super fucking long for Firebase Z, kind of. But we got it early, which ended up shooting us in the foot, because we got it early, we had to wait even longer for the next one, which is supposedly, and I hope I eat my own words, but it's supposedly coming at the mid-season update for Season 4. So, it's June 1st right now. It's supposed to come maybe July 20th or 15th, somewhere around there, somewhere mid-July, which is absolutely fucking horrible, because it means more waiting, and I'm hoping to dear God that they're going to have some stuff that's relevant and good, and not just Outbreak content for the start of Season 4, but I'll get into that. But in general, I kind of thought about something too, that I also, talked about with Hunter. Most of this came in with the call from Hunter that I was having with him, where we're just shitting on zombies, because you don't like a game until you shit on it. That's how you can tell you love a game. But anyway, we basically said, with previous Call of Duties, there was a season pass, right? And if you bought the season pass, you were guaranteed at least 4 zombies maps. Now, obviously, they could do what they did before, groundbreaking work with Revelations, which includes, more stuff out of the season pass, which no one thought was possible, but they did. But I doubt that. Now, the season pass, again, guaranteed us some zombie maps, because you were paying up front, and they told you, alright, we're going to make this much stuff, and you could buy it early. The problem with the free content now is they can literally make whatever they want. We have no guarantee of anything else we're going to get. Yeah, we kind of expect, and I would say wrongly, we expected, ironically enough, 4 survival maps to be added. We're probably lucky to get 3 at this point, who knows, unless they do a Zombie Chronicles 2. But in general, we have no guarantees of anything. When we bought the game, we had no guarantees of more zombies content. Now, obviously, we know in reality they're going to add more, but we had no promise of getting survival maps. They could have done just all Outbreak updates, and they would have been perfectly within their right to. And that's because there was no season pass, and that's because this content is free. Now, what I think is Zombies is going free to play / they're doing their own standalone zombies game. If they're doing their standalone zombies game, I don't doubt that they'll focus on survival maps, but at this point in time, I feel like Outbreak is what they're thinking and what they're considering to be the future, and to be innovative. Now, I don't believe it to be that innovative, but, we'll get into that. But anyway, another thing I don't like that Treyarch has done is they've touted that Outbreak has similar player counts to Survival. And I don't know the pure metrics for this. I don't know, like, how they're getting this data and if it's reliable, but I'm often the one to doubt what's being said. And especially with this, because I think Outbreak is super, super, super casual. I think it's super casual. There obviously are hardcore players who will get to like round 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 on Outbreak. No doubt about it. And I've seen the guy who's like gone past like 1300, I think. Like, Jesus Christ. But in general, I usually see the fucking really casual people go into Outbreak because I would say it's a lot easier. You have like this big open like way. You really only die during the objectives. Like, let's be honest. You only really die during like holdout, maybe, if you're bad. Or during one of the like dragon objectives if you're also bad. Or Orda. But in general, like, it's mostly casual. Now, the thing I don't like is, are they including the population base for when Outbreak goes free to play? If they are, that's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit because that's overinflating the numbers. You're telling me the zombies part that's going free to play, that everyone and their mother could just download for free whenever they want and play it for however long, Treyarch makes it available. You're comparing that with with the 6-month-old map that no one wants to play anymore because they're fucking bored of it. And they put a majority of the challenges in Outbreak anyway, so not only do we have the free-to-play zombies that, almost anyone could get on and play, and probably wants to because it's constantly updated, you also have a majority of the reasons to play zombies in there. And perfect example, most of the challenges that you get, you have to do, seasonally at least, in Outbreak. What have I been playing to level up the Battle Pass? Outbreak. Again, 1, because I'm sick of Firebase Z and Die Maschine, because they're the only 2 survival maps, I've played them enough. And 2, because most of the challenges I have to do anyway are in Outbreak anyway. So I think that's bullshit. Now, here's the part where I talk about what to improve about Outbreak. The thing I really don't like... Oh god, I'm gonna have to say goodnight to my grandparents. I always make these at the worst of times, but anyway. Let's hold that off as long as we can. They're about to come, though. But anyway, what I would change about Outbreak, right? What I would do to make Outbreak a lot better and maybe draw in more of the survival fan base is make Outbreak unique. And this is a general problem I have with just all of Cold War zombies in general. For those OG Zombies fans, you know that back in the day, when, or at least me, maybe this is me speaking from like nostalgia as a kid, but when I played Black Ops 1, I always thought, like, right when for the first time when I was pack-punching a weapon, I never knew what was going to come out. Number 1, the names were super fucking cool. I love the names. Like, come on, the Skull Crusher. Come on. The Cross Defibrillator, the fucking Awful Law, and, like, these are weapons that I'm going to give an example, and the AUG, too. Like, these are weapons where you pack-a-punch them, and they had characteristics. When you pack-a-punch the AUG, you got the underbarrel, I believe, shotgun. The M16... not only did it become full auto, so it completely changed the gun, and made it just, in my opinion, a lot better for zombies, it also got a grenade launcher. Awful Law became Monkey Bomb. Ballistic Knife became a revive tool. The Cross Defibrillator, I believe. Like, these weapons had characteristics. They had imagination added to them. I feel like we have no imagination in Cold War. Oh, you pack-a-punch a weapon 3 times? Damage buff. Oh, the recent weapons tuning pass that just went on to zombies? Just number, like, stat changes. Nothing unique. It's so boring. Cold War, as I've constantly said, and everyone constantly says, has the groundwork for greatness. It's just not unique. And this is the main problem I have with Outbreak. The maps, no Outbreak map matters. You go on any Outbreak map, maybe besides Duga, because you could argue, okay, it's a little bit easier to get around Duga because of the giant radio tower, but that's like a miniature part of zombies in my opinion, because there's vehicles anywhere, and stamina up is what it is, so it really doesn't matter distance-wise. But like, there's no difference. There's no uniqueness. What makes Alpine different from Ruka? Aside from maybe you could parachute down the whole thing, which is another movement thing. Aside from slight movement, like quality of life things, there's no difference between the maps. You do every objective on every map, they could all appear there, and it's just not interesting. It's not unique. Now, maybe, you know, they might blow my socks off if they ever add transit in, but again, how much stuff can they add into Outbreak before, you know, Call of Duty's Cold War's life cycle ends? Unless they're going on the 3-year cycle again and they're actually going to update this game when the new COD comes out, which I'm highly doubtful of, but, you know, we could pray. But, yeah, just add uniqueness. Make an Outbreak map that's different from the others. I don't know how that works with Easter eggs, but you gotta plan around it. Like, come on. Come on. Or just make the Easter eggs easy. They're already easy anyway. But anyway, that's that. So another thing I wanted to talk about. The new health system and my opinions on it, other people's opinions on it from what I've seen, and that's basically it. So, the new health system, for those of you who don't know, for all of the little zombie players who's like, Cold War's too easy. I don't like it. It's too easy. Too easy to get to around 100. Well, Treyarch heard you. And Treyarch smacked us over the fucking mouth because they made zombies scale again. Thank God it's not infinite. I don't think we should ever go back to infinitely scaling zombies. It's just not right. And I've said it before in probably other Croissant recaps, but like, the zombie health scaling infinitely is just like, it's an annoyance. We have like alternate ammo types which get the job done anyway. And I hate the gameplay loop, which revolves just around alternate ammo types, which is boring. But, whatever. We're not at infinite health now, and I hope we never go back. It's really just, like, it's unfun, in my opinion. But what we have now is, instead of the zombies' health capping at 40, around 40, it now caps at, I believe, 90-something, and the health is, I think, quadrupled or quintupled. And for those of you who aren't savvy with vocabulary, that's 4 or 5 times more what it used to be at 40. Is that pretty bad? Depending. A lot of weapons now, ironically enough, even though Treyarch said we want every weapon to be, you know, sort of viable, that gets thrown out the fucking window. There's still like a meta for what's good and what's bad. And wonder weapons and the strategies that have gone around them, aka the Die Maschine Iron Lung Challenge. Oh, hold on. Nah, Gai Nichta. Gai Nichta. Gai Nichta. Okay, I'm gonna say like goodnight 5 times. But anyway, little Greek there. Yeah, the Iron Lung strat on Die Maschine, that shit's dead. Like, you can't do it because the Die Machine doesn't do enough, or the Die Shockwave, or whichever, you know, variant of it, it doesn't do enough damage to actually stay in the spot anymore. So this becomes the next question: are we gonna have a wonder weapon that can actually one-shot, or do all the wonder weapons, like, are they just going to do damage? The Ray K doesn't scale too well anymore. Like, the Ray K kind of gets shattered on. The Die Shockwave and all its variants kind of get shattered on, too. So at that point, the gameplay loop kind of has become relying on alternate ammo types again, which I really don't like. But if anything, this is an indirect buff to Blast Furnace, so I'm happy. But anyway, well, not buff, but you're gonna use it a lot more to not shred their enemy health. But anyway, in general, a lot of people are mixed about this. Some people like it because it makes zombies harder, it makes getting to around 100 harder. Other people, who I think are more casual or enjoyed kind of the easiness but fun of Cold War being as easy as it was, are a little upset because they're like, okay, wow, we can't do this anymore. We're gonna like not have fun in the later rounds anymore, which is, I mean, I understand it. But there's one thing that I want us to all keep in mind, and this is kind of the thing driving me. I do think right now it kind of invalidates most of the stuff they've been trying to do and the wonder weapons. And if you invalidate wonder weapons, the game is super unfun. The game is, in my opinion, the most unfun when it's a slog to kill zombies. And I understand you need to, like, actually have them be a little tough to kill. That's fine. But when you have to rely on alternate ammo types, I think that's getting into really just boring territory and unfun territory. And when the wonder weapons aren't good, you know you're doing something wrong. Either buff the wonder weapons or nerf the zombies. But anyway, the other thing that I really want us to keep in mind is we're not done with the life cycle of Cold War. And what does that mean? That means we still could possibly get more skill tiers, or levels, I suppose they're called. And we're getting new perks. Like, just imagine, right? People were complaining that, and I was one of them, that we were becoming superhuman with how much levels we were getting to these perks, how much they were doing for us, and how strong I felt with them. Like, Deadshot alone gives you so much fucking damage. Pair that with Elemental Pop Max Level, which lets you do more, like, damage with your corresponding ammo mod if you hit the right boss zombie, or zombie type. Like, your damage got ridiculous. I'm gonna be honest. Megatons did not scare me at a certain point. At a certain point, I laughed in their face. But, you know, now they might be tough again. But again, if they add more levels, we kind of run into the thing of maybe we won't be quite superhuman, but maybe we'll scale back up. And think about it. Double tap is still coming. I hope to dear God they don't fuck up double tap. But oh boy, like, double tap better be good. And if it's good, we're going to feel probably good again. And it's probably going to be much easier, I would say, for higher rounds. Like, we literally just got to wait until we scale back up. Because I know they're going to add more. Whether they add more levels, I don't know. But they're adding double tap, and hopefully that's going to be what's carrying us. But I'm not going to give too much opinions. I'm just going to say, wait it out. And I personally think we'll scale back up to the point where the zombies' health isn't as much of an issue as people think it is right now. Because right now it is an issue, I'll admit. I don't like the ammo type reliance, but I think that'll go away, personally. Anyway, yeah, I mean, those are basically the whole things I want to talk about. The zombies Cold War experience is basically, in my opinion, kind of a tragedy, which, you know, I really hoped it wasn't, but it's turning out to be, survival map-wise. Outbreak, it's cool. It's nice. I think it's still a failed concept until it becomes unique with, like, map per map basis and not just recycled multiplayer maps. And for people who say, like, oh no, these are meant for zombies, yeah, bullshit. They were meant for multiplayer, and they ported it over for zombies. I want to see an actual zombies Outbreak map. I want to see at least 2 of them. Like, I feel like that's realistic. If we get 1, I'll be a little upset. I feel like they even shafted us in Outbreak, surprisingly enough. Like, enough multiplayer maps. Make zombie-specific Outbreak maps. Come on. But, yeah, in general, I just feel like this game is a tragedy. There's no, like, uniqueness, not only to the maps, but to the guns in general. Like, nothing feels memorable. I still remember, like I said, the guns from Black Ops 1 when you pack-a-punch them. And I just hate this cycle of we get starved for zombies content, and then Treyarch comes out with, like, a huge, fat, steamy load all over our faces, and we're super happy. We're like, finally, yes, you rain on us when we're, like, fucking... Oh, Calinista. There you go. Oh, you rain on us when we're, like, fucking dying of thirst. Thank you, thank you. And they're like, oh, yeah, you're welcome, zombies players. We know you love us. And you're like, yeah, we do. Please, give us more. And then they wait 6 months. And then they're going to rain on us again. And then we're going to wait 6 months again, hopefully. Hopefully that's not the cycle. And again, I don't know if, like, COVID is really that much of an issue anymore. I feel like people have found ways to work with it. And, like, you can't really use it as an excuse. Maybe you can, but I feel like you can't anymore. But yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping Season 4 and onward turns it around, because I've been hearing that Season 4 is going to be zombies related, but who knows. But anyway, I have my dinner here. Hopefully it's cooled off by the whole time I've been, like, talking here. I hope you enjoyed my opinions. If not, I guess tell me. I don't really care. And yeah, that's it. I'm out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed.